Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English with Mishu. I'm Emily, and I'm so glad you're here today.
And I'm Liam. Today's topic is powerful and personal. You become what you think. It might sound simple, but it's one of the most important ideas you'll ever hear.
That's true. Our thoughts shape our lives. The words you say to yourself every single day can build your future or break your spirit.
Let me share something quickly. When I was younger, I used to tell myself, I'm bad at English. I believed it, and so I avoided speaking. I stayed quiet in class. I didn't try. But one day, I changed my thought to, I can learn. I just need time. And everything changed.
I love that, Liam. So many of us feel stuck because of one small thought. But today, we'll show you how to change your thoughts and slowly change your life.
So if you've ever thought, I'm not smart, I'm not confident, or I'll never speak English fluently, this episode is for you.
Let's talk about how to take control of your thinking, your mindset, and your future. Because yes, you really do become what you think.
Let's get started. Let's begin by asking a simple question. Why do our thoughts matter so much? Why is you become what you think such an important idea, especially when learning English or building confidence?
Because everything starts in the mind. The way you think affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you act. If you keep thinking, I can't speak English, you'll probably avoid speaking. You'll stay quiet. You'll feel small.
Exactly. But if you start thinking, I'm learning, I'm improving every day, even if your English isn't perfect, you'll try more, you'll speak, you'll grow.
This idea doesn't only help with language, it helps with everything in life: studying, working, building friendships, or trying something new. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions.
And here's something powerful. Your brain listens to you. Every thought you repeat becomes stronger. That's how habits form. If you keep thinking the same message, good or bad, your brain starts to believe it.
That's why this topic is so important. So many people want to speak English or change their life or grow, but their thoughts stop them. They keep thinking, I'm too old, I'm too slow, I'll always fail. And sadly, those thoughts become real.
But it works the other way, too. If you change those thoughts, even slowly, you can change everything. A new language, a new goal, a new future.
Today, we'll show you how to change those inner messages. We'll look at the emotional struggles, why they happen, and how to rewrite your thinking with small, strong, daily steps.
Because what you think is what you become. And that means you have the power to change.
Next, we'll talk about the real problems learners face because of negative thinking and how it affects not just their English, but their self-worth too.
Let's talk about what happens when we let negative thoughts take control. Many English learners, and honestly, many people in life, face this silent struggle.
Yes, it usually starts quietly. A small mistake in English, maybe someone laughs, maybe you forget a word, and suddenly you hear that inner voice say, you're not good enough.
And once that voice gets louder, it repeats itself every day. I'll never be fluent, people will judge me, I'm too shy, why even try? And slowly, the learner stops practicing, stops speaking, stops believing.
And that's the danger. One small thought can create fear, shame, and self-doubt. You stop trying, not because you can't learn, but because your mind told you that you can't.
I remember a student who was very smart but never spoke in class. One day, I asked why. She said, because I think I sound stupid. I told her, but you're not. Your thinking is the problem, not your ability.
That happens to so many learners. They fear being wrong more than they desire to be right. And negative thinking builds walls. walls that block growth, connection, and learning.
Another real problem is comparison. You see others speak fluently, and your mind says, "Look at them. I'll never be like that." And that thought becomes a reason to give up.
But here's the truth. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone struggles. Everyone makes mistakes. But only the people who believe in their progress move forward.
If your thinking is full of fear and self-hate, your actions will follow that pattern. But if your thoughts are full of hope and strength, even when things are hard, you'll keep moving.
So the real problem is not your grammar, not your accent, not your vocabulary. The real problem is your mindset, and that can be changed.
In the next part, we'll explore why we fall into these negative thought patterns, where they come from, and how they start to control us.
Let's go deeper into the emotional and logical causes of this struggle. Let's go deeper. Why do we think negatively? Why do we believe we're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough, especially when it comes to learning?
A big reason is our past experiences. Maybe you failed a test. Maybe a teacher embarrassed you. Maybe someone laughed at your accent. Those moments leave emotional scars, and your mind remembers them.
Yes, even one small bad experience can become a big voice in your head. It says, be careful. Don't try again. You might fail. That's how fear is born.
Another reason is comparison. In school or online, we see people speaking fluently, confidently, perfectly, and our brain says, "You're not like them. You're too slow." That's when shame starts to grow.
And society sometimes makes it worse. We're taught to believe that smart people speak fast, that confident people don't make mistakes. But that's not true. Everyone struggles in the beginning.
Let's not forget the pressure to be perfect. Many learners want to speak English like a native speaker, but that pressure causes anxiety. If you think you need to be perfect, you won't even start.
There's also a logical reason. Our brains are wired for survival. They try to protect us from pain, failure, and embarrassment. So when something feels risky, like speaking in public, your brain says, don't do it.
But that protection can also stop growth. We have to learn how to retrain our minds. Instead of saying, don't try, we must say, it's okay to try, even if I fail.
And sometimes we simply never heard a positive voice growing up. No one said, you can do it, you're enough. So we never learned how to say it to ourselves.
But here's the good news. Thoughts are habits, and just like any habit, they can be changed. With daily practice, your thoughts can go from fear to courage, from doubt to belief.
In the next part, we'll give you your first real solution, a small practical way to start changing your thoughts and building a stronger, more confident mind.
It's time to take control.
Let's start with something simple but powerful, changing your inner voice. That little voice inside your head that talks to you all day long can either lift you up or bring you down.
Right. The first step is to notice what your inner voice is saying. Is it encouraging you or telling you, I can't or I'm not good enough?
Once you notice those negative thoughts, gently challenge them. Instead of believing, I'm bad at English, try telling yourself, I'm learning and every day I get better.
It might feel strange at first, like you're lying to yourself, but that's normal. Your brain is just getting used to a new story.
You can even write down positive sentences and read them aloud every day. Say things like, I am capable, mistakes help me learn, or I'm proud of my progress.
This new inner voice becomes your personal coach, helping you keep going when things get hard.
And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being kind to yourself and believing in your journey.
Try this for a week and watch how your thoughts and actions start to shift.
Small changes in your thoughts lead to big changes in your life.
Building on that inner voice, the The next step is to use positive affirmations every day. These are simple, powerful sentences that help change how you think about yourself.
Exactly. Affirmations are like little reminders you give to your brain. For example, you can say, I am improving my English every day, or I am confident and capable.
The key is to save these affirmations out loud and with feeling, not just quietly in your head. When you speak them with emotion, your brain starts to believe them.
Try repeating your affirmations in the morning, before studying, or anytime you feel nervous. It's a small habit that creates big change over time.
And you can even write them down on sticky notes and place them where you'll see often, like your mirror or desk.
When you use affirmations regularly, your mindset shifts. You start to believe in yourself, and that belief makes you try more and learn faster.
Remember, your thoughts create your reality. Positive affirmations help you build the reality you want.
So start today. Choose 2 or 3 affirmations and repeat them every day. Now let's talk about another important step: surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people and environment around you have a big impact on your thoughts.
That's right. If you spend time with people who support and encourage your English learning, you'll feel motivated and confident.
But if you're around negative voices, people who doubt you or laugh at your mistakes, it's easy to start doubting yourself too.
So try to find friends, teachers, or groups that lift you up. Join online communities, language clubs, or find study partners who believe in progress, not perfection.
Also, pay attention to the media you consume. Listen to podcasts, watch videos, and read stories that inspire you to keep going.
Creating a positive environment around your learning helps your brain build stronger, healthier habits.
Remember, you become like the people and things you surround yourself with. Choose wisely.
One of the most effective ways to change your thinking is through mindfulness. This means paying close attention to your thoughts as they happen, but without judging yourself.
Right. So imagine you're studying English and suddenly a thought pops into your mind. I'm not good enough. Instead of immediately believing it or feeling bad, mindfulness asks you to step back and just notice that thought.
It's like being a detective of your own mind. You observe the thought like a cloud passing by, not something you have to hold on to or react to.
This can feel hard at first because many of us automatically accept our thoughts as truth. But mindfulness helps create a space where you can say, this is just a thought, not a fact.
When you practice this regularly, you start catching negative thoughts before they take control. You can then choose to let them go and replace them with positive, helpful thoughts.
For example, if your mind says, I'll never speak fluently, you can gently tell yourself, I'm working on fluency every day and I'm making progress. That's a big shift.
You can practice mindfulness anytime, when you're walking, studying, or even taking a short break. Just focus on your breathing and notice your thoughts without judgment.
One practical tip is to set a reminder on your phone a few times a day to pause and check in with your mind. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Is it helping me?
If the thought is negative, take a deep breath and imagine releasing it like blowing away a balloon.
Mindfulness trains your brain to be less reactive and more calm. Over time, this reduces stress and builds mental strength, which helps you stay positive and motivated.
This also improves focus and helps you learn English faster because your mind is clear and open.
So start small. Even just 5 minutes a day of mindfulness can create big changes in how you think and feel.
Remember, changing your mindset is a journey. Be patient with yourself and keep practicing. You're stronger than your negative thoughts. Even with all these solutions, it's normal to face fears and doubts. Changing your thinking isn't always easy, And sometimes old habits try to pull you back.
Absolutely. For example, fear of making mistakes is one of the biggest obstacles. You might worry, what if I say something wrong? Or will people laugh at me?
That fear can freeze you, making it hard to practice speaking or try new things. But remember, mistakes are actually a vital part of learning.
Think about it like riding a bike. You fell many times before you could balance and ride smoothly. The same goes for English.
Another common doubt is feeling like progress is too slow. Sometimes you might think, I'm not improving fast enough. Maybe I should give up.
When those doubts come, remind yourself that learning takes time. Consistency is more important than speed. Every small step counts.
Sometimes negative thoughts sneak in when you compare yourself to others. But everyone's journey is different, and your progress is unique to you.
One way to overcome these obstacles is to prepare your mind with the positive inner voice and affirmations we talked about earlier.
And don't be afraid to ask for support. Talk to friends, teachers, or join communities where people understand your challenges and cheer you on.
Facing fears and doubts is part of growing. Each time you push through, you become stronger and more confident.
So, if you feel stuck or scared, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I'm learning, I'm growing, I can do this.
That's right. Keep moving forward, even if it's just a little at a time.
Let's try a simple conversation to practice using positive thinking in real life. I'll be the learner, and Liam, you can help me practice.
Sounds great. Ready when you are.
Okay, Liam. Sometimes I feel nervous speaking English. I think, what if I make a mistake?
That's normal, Emily. But remember, mistakes are part of learning. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, try saying, I'm practicing, and it's okay to make mistakes.
Thanks, Liam. That helps. What if I forget a word?
No problem. You can say, can you please explain that word? Or, how do I say this in English? Asking questions shows you want to learn.
I like that. Sometimes I worry others will judge me.
Try this thought. People respect me for trying and learning. Most people are supportive when you speak with confidence.
I'll try to remember that. It feels better to think positive.
Exactly. Practicing positive thoughts helps you feel confident and speak more naturally.
Thank you, Liam. I feel ready to try speaking more now.
Great! Listeners, try this kind of role play with a friend or even by yourself. It's a powerful way to build confidence.
Keep practicing and keep believing in your progress. Before we finish, let's learn some useful words and phrases from today's episode that will help you talk about your mindset and learning journey.
First word, mindset. It means your way of thinking or your attitude towards something.
Next phrase, positive affirmations. These are short, positive sentences you repeat to encourage yourself.
Here's another, inner voice. The thoughts you have inside your head, the voice you hear when you think.
Then we have mindfulness, paying close attention to your thoughts and feelings without judging them.
Also, overcoming obstacles. This means facing and dealing with problems or fears that try to stop you.
And finally, role play, practicing real-life conversations by acting them out, often with a partner.
Try using these words in your daily English practice. It'll help you explain your journey and stay motivated.
Remember, learning new words is part of building confidence. The more you know, the stronger you become.
Keep these words in mind and use them whenever you can.
Today we talked about how powerful your thoughts really are. Remember, you become what you think. Changing your inner voice and mindset can open new doors for you.
We shared practical steps, creating a positive inner voice, using affirmations, surrounding yourself with encouragement, and practicing mindfulness to catch negative thoughts.
You also heard how common fears and doubts can hold us back, but with patience and kindness to yourself, you can overcome them.
And don't forget, the journey takes time. Celebrate small wins and keep moving forward every day.
If this episode helped you, please subscribe to Speak English with Mishu so you won't miss new tips and motivation to boost your English.
Share this episode with friends who need encouragement to change their thinking and grow.
And leave a comment below telling us one positive thought you'll start saying to yourself today.
Thank you so much for listening. Keep believing in yourself, and remember, you really do become what you think.
See you next time.